I am a vampire. Not me personally. That is the claim of the immortal ex-Texan Count Jeffery, aka Vampiric Coffin, merging tracks from 3 previous releases into a 33 minutes of raw, thrashy black metal. Does this offering quench the eternal thirst, or is it a load of old garlic? Welcome to the crypt of Wax. We discuss the latest metal releases twice weekly, so if you want to stay clued in, give that sub button a little tickle, and let's get into it. Are you a vampire, Mike?
No, I mean, no. I mean, I wouldn't be up. I wouldn't be up now, would I? If I was,
No, that's a good point.
there's daylight
Unless
streaming
you're
in
that
through the window behind me. I'd be burnt to a crisp.
half vampire blade-esque
Yeah,
potential. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Vampiric Coffin, Mike. How did you find this band? Because you said we should do this.
Well, look, for me. I was struggling to find an album to do this week,
Mm.
and I had a little look on the good old Crypt of the Wizard, their shop, and I thought I'd have a look see because he puts up stuff that's newly released, and I saw that on there. Checked it out. Realized quite soon it's not actually an album; it's a compilation. But upon listening, I threw that out the window and thought we've got to talk about this release.
So this is 3 releases kind of stitched together for a vinyl release, isn't it? It comes from 3 different releases: the Last Drop EP, Reek of a Thousand Graves split, and Witches and Vampires split. So the album is like broken up into those 3 releases.
And I
Um,
think, John, I think this might be his first vinyl.
Really, is this his
I,
first kind of collection
I,
of?
I think so. I think it's normally on tape, the stuff
Ah,
that he normally releases. I think this is his first vinyl. It's kind of. Do you know what? Can I just start off by saying for me, there's only
yep.
one negative thing about this.
Oh, you want to start on the negative?
I'm going to start on negative this
That's
time.
what we do here.
So no, because this is really not a negative, and is that it isn't an album. That's the only thing for me. Like it, I kind of wish it was an album so I could call it that. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think it worked as an album though? If you didn't know it was 3 individual releases?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think like production wise and style wise, there's not too much in terms of
no.
variation, is there? But there's enough to make it cohesive.
And this, I mean, look, John, because do you know what? I don't normally want to know what John thinks of things, and often he lets me know, which really annoys me. Pre to us in the show, but I was gagging to know what you thought of this.
I loved this, man. I thought it was great. I think there was a overall like perfect amount of changing throughout, like in terms of you had that kind of raw punk black metal, you had like a lot of thrash metal influence, you had a lot of heavy metal influence, then you had like even like slower chuggier riffy sections, with like sprinkles of vampiric dungeon synth in there. Like on paper this is right up my street, and listening to it definitely came across that way as well.
I found, I'll be honest, when I've listened to this is for me one of the best things I've heard in a while. Like I thought it
Really?
was, I don't know, man. I thought it was incredible. I really did. Like as I know it's not an album, so that's part of my thing. I can't just say it was an incredible album, but it's an incredible introduction to Count Jeffrey and his music. Because I don't know about you, when I saw this, I saw the kind of the name Vampiric Coffin. It's called I Am a Vampire. The artwork and all this thing. I really thought putting it on, it was going to be a little bit of a style over substance sort of thing.
Right.
It was leaning so heavily into the vampire thing that I thought there maybe was, you know, when there's a lot of effort put into that part, then it's because the music doesn't quite match up and it's trying to sort of,
Yeah.
you know, make up for that in its aesthetics and stuff. But I was so surprised at how good it is. And like his like this guy, Count Jeffrey's fucking riff writing
Yeah.
and playing is phenomenal, in my opinion. I think it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he doesn't. I was in the same boat as you. I was thinking, okay, it's probably just going to be more thematic over
Yeah.
substance, but that's not true at all, man. There's so much variation in his riff writing, and it's not. It doesn't sound like beginner either. He sounds like quite an accomplished musician that's being able to put these songs together. A lot of it kind of reminded me of Tra as well in places that kind of had that
Yeah.
similar kind of essence, of that kind of black metal. But he, I like that he did sort of meander around different styles. I think the first 4 songs, which are off,
Rough
what were they?
drop.
Last Drop EP. I think for me personally, they were my favorite collection of songs. They were kind of shorter. You had the track 2, "I Am a Vampire," was like a
Great.
yeah, man. It had a lot of like harmonies in the guitar work, and then there was a really cool solo at like 50 seconds, and then it was just sort of over, and it was like by the time it finished, I just wanted more. And then Vampire's Grave, the track after, like has a really great like heavy metal kind of riff that kind of carries the song with like a kind
And
of
with the
darker.
organ over the top. Is that the one with the
Yeah,
organ
man.
over it as well? Yeah.
Well, he uses the organ throughout, which I think is really cool. There was one track in particular. It was. I Drink Your Blood. It was track 8. The main riff sort of incorporates an organ into the actual riff, and it like really elevates that song because it was kind of like the first time he kind of does that.
John, can we go back a sec? Because I know we just you were
Yeah,
talking
sorry.
about the no, it's fine. You were talking about the first couple of songs, but that I love, like, and the bit that really got me when I first put this on was, in the last song, sorry, the second song, "I'm a Vampire,"
Hmm.
and you were saying about the harmonize, those like little run ups he was
Yeah,
doing, like over the sort of chugging part, and he was doing these, and then he'd harmonize it on the next one. That's fun.
yeah,
When I heard that, bit, I was like, this is I just knew at that point, I was like, I'm gonna love this.
yeah,
Is
man.
that
Yeah, you
yeah.
could sort of tell straight off the bat, couldn't you, that it's going to be one that's it's gonna hit in a big way. Um,
Yeah, man.
did did I ask you? Did you have like a favorite section of VP releases?
But I'd probably go between this. Do you know what? I have to say, each of the for me, I enjoyed every single song on this. There was no duds for me whatsoever.
Yeah,
I actually thought, considering it's a collection, it was really consistent all the way through. And as you said, the production didn't really vary that much either. It honestly felt like listening to an album from start to finish, because I think all the EPs came out around similar-ish times. So, I don't think there was much of an evolution in sound between them. So I think they all fit in inside in that sense. But
yeah,
um, I would say probably maybe the first four, the last drop one, but I also really liked the last four as well. 8 to 12. The song is "I Drink Your Blood," uh, which was amazing. There was the song "I Will Bite You" as well. Afterwards
that
was
was
brilliant.
really thrashy, that song, wasn't it? It was almost
Oh,
like
man, but I think when he thrashed some of the best bits, though, like
yeah, it was almost like pure thrash song. If you actually took that
yeah,
track, "I Will Bite You," there was a really big Slayer-esque riff, like a Rain in Blood style riff in it, and then it even broke. They even like had a break in the guitar work and had like a double kick break that
yeah.
it was like proper Slayer worship, and I was really excited to hear that.
Oh, it was great, man. Honestly, there were so many good songs. I think even from that other batch they got in there, that the song "Bloodsucker of the Night" was one of my highlights of the album. There was
Yeah,
maybe the best like tremolo sort of part that he did was on that song. It was, I don't know, man. On it, a lot of my notes saying things like this riff writing, be it like kind of black metal or thrash, is like top tier in my opinion.
yeah.
Like it's quite unbelievable. Like for just like one guy who's obviously firmly underground as well to be writing riffs and putting out music with that level of proficiency in his writing and his playing.
He is firmly underground, isn't he? Has he played live?
He did his first show right
Yeah.
on last week, I think.
Okay, so
I don't know when this
really,
came out, but I think
yeah,
according to his Instagram, it was a few days ago. So he played. I think he played somewhere. I think it's San Antonio or something. Um, Yeah, and he's, like, there, and he's dressed as a vampire, and it's, like, just him
of
and
course.
one dude. Um,
Oh, so he's on guitar. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that post
so
actually.
he he's on guitar.
Right. Yeah,
You saw the post, John, didn't you? The one that I'm
yeah. You
talking
sent
about.
me the post. Yes, and there was a guy on vocals. So yeah,
Yeah,
there
wait,
was no drummer there.
I don't understand this, right? Talk me through this. So there's
There
2
was no
people playing,
no drummer, was there? So it was
no drummer,
a guitar with the vocals, and then a
which is
vocalist,
Count Jeffrey.
which is Count Jeffery, and then a sidekick almost,
Yeah,
who,
just
who
doing
maybe does
vocals.
Maybe he does backing vocals. I have no idea. I have no idea. It'd be interesting to see though, because there wasn't really much footage, was there? It was just kind of like pictures and little bits.
But what's weird, right? For what he does, to me, sounds so reliant on two guitars intertwining with one another that
Yeah,
if you're gonna have anyone else in the band, you have another guitarist, right?
yeah. You'd have thought so, unless he uses like loop pedals and or
I'm
backing
wondering
tracks.
that because that's the thing. If he's playing to a drum backing track, maybe he's got the rhythm guitar or something backing it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Count, if you are watching, let us know in the comments
Oh
how'd you
man,
do
I'd
it.
love him to. I'd love him to. Please.
Yeah,
We'll have to look at the time because if I imagine you have to do it at night. Have to log.
yeah.
He'll
Yeah,
log in at night Texan
he's
time
he's not posting in the
or
AM,
Transylvania.
is
I don't know
he?
where he lives. Texas, is it?
Well, there was a track, "Sweet Home Transylvania," and I'm a little
Oh,
bit disappointed that it wasn't a cover of "Sweet Home Alabama," but he kind of just swapped the swapped the lyrics.
yeah,
That would have been great, but even that, man, that was like it was like a stompy, thrashier, trashier, sorry, black. Punkier black metal, and then you had these really cool, like icy synth bells going over the top that added like melody. He had really like he had really cool ways of injecting melody into the song, be
yeah.
it like a lead line or a synth line or like just bells that would really kind of just elevate the song.
With that synth line, and then you know, I don't really want to mention him that much, but it reminded me of Burzum, the
Yeah.
on
You
that
could hear that.
particular one, like that what he was doing.
Yeah, Philosophemia, maybe
No,
is that the album, the Burzum album?
oh yeah, maybe.
But
I've just
yes,
got no
and
one
then
to admit that you've listened to.
I don't know who that is. I don't know
Yeah,
who you're
yeah.
talking about.
Sorry.
In the Pale Moonlight, track 12 to end it. This was the longest song on the album. And it was the first time that he almost had a long build up of an intro. There was almost like 2 minutes of build up, which he hadn't really done before. Um, and then had a really cool, like, big stompy slow down riff section at the end with the huge lead over it. But I wanted
Oh,
to ask
that was amazing. That bit. That was one of the best
you,
bits of it as well.
yeah, it was great and a great ender for the record. But what I wanted to ask you was, do you think that this he works best on doing quicker, shorter blasts like the first kind of half because they were kind of like 1 minute to 1 minute 50 each, or do you think it works best when he has the kind of longer songs, or is the concoction of the two where it sits perfectly?
I think it's the concoction of the two where I think he can show he can do both. And I just
Yeah,
like that he mixes it up. He doesn't feel like he has to just stick to short songs or do long. I mean, this I have no idea how long this album is because I don't think on Bandcamp it actually tells you.
33 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah, that is perfect, isn't it, for this kind of thing?
Honestly, since I heard this a few days ago, I um I barely listen to anything else. It finishes and I want it again.
Yeah. Have you ordered the fangs off Amazon yet?
What?
Have
Oh,
you
well,
ordered any?
okay. All right. I thought you meant he had like his official fangs.
That would be
Um,
great merch if he
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be
He'd
me. Did
make
you see those guys in on the live when he played live and they're all dressed in
with
like kind of
yeah with
vampire shit?
the count cloak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I love it, man. Like I love the kind of vampiric lore as well. So like for me, this was right up my street, man. I was really glad that we kind of were put onto doing this and enjoyed like every 33 minutes of it.
I was gonna say that was the thing with me. The whole vampiric thing with it is not really for me.
Oh,
So
really?
I did go into it thinking I don't think this. I'm going to enjoy this. So I was so pleasantly surprised um, when I heard it. He's kind of part of that whole Grimstone Records roster, isn't he? Who do
Yes, I believe so.
well, and they kind of do like a more kind of bizarre black metal
Yeah,
kind of dungeon
weird
sim stuff.
blackmail. Is it like Old Nick? Was he on
Yeah,
that?
I think old Nick. Yeah, and that guy, what's his name? Is it like Warlock Corpse or whatever?
Oh,
He's on
Corpse
it.
Warlock.
Corpse
Yeah.
Warlock. That's it. Yeah, yeah. People, like their Bandcamp, like just going through their releases is quite a fun rabbit hole of listening to go down. There's
Of
some
of
quite odd stuff
eclectic.
on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cool.
And bizarre artwork as well, actually, that label put out, don't they? It's quite
Yeah.
distinct to that genre. It's quite cool.
It kind
I
of makes you think like as well with Vampiric Coffin. I don't think he takes it too seriously, does he? It's kind of
I
it's
don't think
quite
you
tongue in
can.
cheek.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
don't
I
think
know,
you
but I think some people can though, don't they?
Yeah, I guess when people are just doing, like, pure raw black metal, maybe they can take it, but I think knowing, you just gotta look at the album title name, "I Am a Vampire."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be fairly tongue in cheek. But I'm really excited to see what comes next from, Count Jeffery, um, because this has just been a great introduction for me to kind of get into this guy.
Oh man, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. This is one of my favorite releases I've heard in a while.
Does it go into an album of the year contender for you, or can
Well,
you not
see,
count it?
can we count it? I think I might have to count it. The guy doesn't do albums by the looks of things, really.
Well, this is the closest you're gonna get then.
Yeah.
We'll count it. We'll count it. We're gonna do a mid-year album of the year show just to kind of see where we're at. So we'll probably talk about this a bit more then. But I guess, do you have anything more to say on this, Mike?
No, man. I want to go
Yeah.
listen to it again.
Y-
That's where I'm
Yeah.
at with it.
Yeah. All right. Let us know if you check this out, what you think of it. And yeah, we put out videos every Wednesday and Friday. So if you like what you heard, give us us a subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.